Ah, yes, the four worlds. There are so many ways to approach this subject. Thoth Tarot deck assigns houses to each of said four worlds. Absolute is wands, and Bariah is cups. Yetzirah gets swords, and Asaya is assigned discs. Whole houses have paths, and maybe someday we could break down how this ties into the Rose Cross and knock off some deep level mysticism within the Western esoteric tradition. But all this alludes to an infinite, unknowable God who exercises omnipotence in a fourfold manner. Couple that in with how the Thoth Tarot is designed to help one understand that deep level of path working our souls actually need, and we're back to the roots of the Jewish mystical tradition. Both disciplines are founded on a deep inner process of redemptive action happening within the Arba Olamat, or the four worlds, which begs the question, what are the four worlds? To put it plainly, each of the four worlds reveals new ways in which we experience God, equipped with rules of engagement and unique potentials. Working our way from Malkut onwards, we have Asaya, the world of doing, Yetzirah, the world of feeling, Bariah, the world of knowing, and Absolute, the world of being. Think mind, body, and soul meeting a fourth level beyond. It's hard to describe whatever this life force we share actually is, and I won't pretend to have an answer about Absolute or how we're all interconnected via existence. But it is alluded to in all of the mystical traditions. The Jewish interpretation uses the Tetragrammaton to describe these inner spaces. Yes, it's inwards and upwards, not in the space beyond us out in the multiverse or whatever. That's probably why it's so difficult to describe to the armchair practitioners. Just hop down the rabbit hole, Alice. It'll be fine. Yeah. The Yud is Absolute, where being comes from. Hey is Bariah, that knowing we exist, and Vav relates to Yetzirah's feeling emotions from existence, and Hey represents Asaya, the physical world where we do stuff. It's sort of a play on that plastic material alchemists like Paracelsus went on and on and on about. Stack them vertically, and it reveals a human being because we are created in the image of God, right? Hello, Microcosm. Meet the Macrocosm. Now, I skirted around all of this in a video on how we are a microcosm and illustrated how the 5 levels of soul are associated with the 4 worlds already. But the repetition is necessary. None of this is a light reading. None of it's instantly understood with the 5-minute video. We're talking about multiple tiers of spiritual reality here. Yes, Asaya is the physical world, but Guf and Nefesh represent the body and its energies. Halakha, the code of spiritual practice, is synonymous with doing deeds of loving kindness here in Asaya. That inner experience we get from expressing ourselves through deeply spiritual practice is the essence of Yetzirah. It's where we feel the Ruach, or the breath of God within us. Like, how much emotional outpouring are we going into our daily lives with? Are we plating food for the elderly to bring them the sustenance and love of the infinite? It's where we purify our souls, right? Since we're waxing philosophic, this is all tied into Bariah. Thought has a creative effect. So Neshama is that level of being that breathes in the creative force of God and is expressed through how we use our faculties that conceptualize. How do we invest our time? What type of esoteric studies do we devote our mental energy to? Then there's Absolute, the level of emanation or being. It's this intuitive sense of interconnection where the secrets of the cosmos are revealed from within. Mystical experience comes to us from this level of being. Haya and Yahida intermingle with the concept of Adam Kadmon and the reunification of our collective soul with God. We're talking about a ladder, like Jacob's ladder in the Masonic tradition, an inner ascent into the divine realms. Reb Zellman called it an intersecting reality pattern through which we and all the universe ascend and descend physically and spiritually. Leave it to a rabbi of such high esteem to really coin a phrase, right? Okay, to the students of the RWS-based decks that hung on this long and caught the reference to Crowley's system in the mix, we'll get into Black Magicians and discuss it in a bit more detail at a later date, though. Oftentimes, mages and mystics are two fins on the same fish swimming in similar channels. Besides, using the 4 worlds in a system of divining where one's soul is along the journey is deep. Just remember who's on the other side of the decks. Okay, that's all for today, guys. So in the meantime, keep breathing in light and living in love.